Oh, you're here. My people are here. Good morning, good afternoon. Oh, it's so nice to see you. You're looking good. Debbie Muller, I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, you're on Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And this is something new. How about the upcoming artists? How about the new kids on the block? The people that are making the music for tomorrow for us to listen today, right? I'm bringing you stories about all the rock stars from yesterday, and we hear about their stories. But what about the new kids on the block? I want to know about this one, huh? What happened if we did this? If I told you I have a new kid on the block that, well, not the new kids on the block, but this kid, if you took the Beatles, Steely Dan, you mashed them up with a little Genesis, and they had a baby. Well, tonight we have Colin Peterik coming in the house, going to share his story, his music, and you know what? Much, much more and surprises. Check it out. And maybe Eric Singer will be here tonight. I'm sure you people love to see Eric Singer, right? You guys know Eric Singer from Kiss, right? Will he make an appearance tonight? Well, all that and much, much more. Check it out. You wanted the best? Well, they're not coming here. April Fools. I love you all. I just wanted to bust some chops. Everybody, welcome to the chat. Welcome. Debbie, always great to see you. Zandra, great to see you too. Well, tonight I have a great guest coming on. And Jackie, very nice to see you. I got to give the ladies all love. This is the place. This is where ladies hang out. Well, let me give him a little intro. His name is Colin Peterik, all right? And you might know, I probably say the name wrong and forgive me, but you might have heard the last name because his father is a big songwriter. Wrote a little song. Maybe you might have heard of it from a movie. Eye the Tiger, Rocky. He's a founding member of Survivor, and much, much more. But we're not here to talk about him, the father. We're talking about Colin. Colin has his own music. Let me introduce you to it a little bit right here. Check it out. Tell me what you think. I like it. I think it's Beatles-y. And you know what? He actually covered one of my favorite bands, Jellyfish. He did a great job. Well, here, enough chit chat. Let's check.
Oh, I'm never giving up my secrets. Do you still think of me like I think of you? Do you see a smile on my face? I didn't leave this town. I didn't break your heart. Give me that sweet relief, the one I've been craving. Give me that rush, give me that rush.
Sounds pretty good, I think, huh? And look, he has chicks in the video. No offense, ladies, but he sounds pretty good, the kid, right? And he's playing April 5th. We'll put the links in the description down below. But he has new music, much, much more. And you copy strike guides on YouTube. Don't screw with me, because check his new music out, right? Ladies, I don't want you to, there's only one sensation here, but we'll make room for two on the block. Welcome, Colin, everybody. Welcome, Colin. Welcome. An introduction, huh?
Thank you, man.
Nah, man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. My people, you're younger, you're better looking than me, and you sing a lot better than I do. Hey, man, your music is great, and I did not know nothing about you until I started reading your bio. And the funny thing is, your music, it's so, how old are you, first of all, if you don't mind me asking?
32.
32, I could be your dad. I could be your dad, 32 years old. God, your music is great, man. Are you writing them songs? I'm going to ask you because I don't know much about it. So
I wrote all the songs I've been writing since 13, 14, started my first couple bands in high school, and I've been going ever since.
God, your music is great. I caught a video of you doing My Mistake by Jellyfish.
Yeah.
And you did a fantastic job. Amazing. Actually, my buddy who I played in a band with, Eric Dover, replaced Jason Faulkner. I don't know if you know Eric Dover. But
yeah.
We had a band together.
Awesome.
And me, him, Eric Singer, Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper's band. But anyway, when I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, it's great. And the bass line that you bass player was on it, because I play bass, I go, amazing. You're one of those cats that plays everything, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
So you're like a Lenny Kravitz over here, huh?
I like to, you told me to grab some records. This is a good example of one.
Yeah.
Where the guy played everything on the record. Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells. So, I mean, I can play everything. I'm a producer. I have a studio. So, I can play drums if I have to. I can play guitar if I have to. But I also know when to let the pros take over and do their thing. I'd say my main instrument is keyboards.
It's keyboards.
Yeah.
But you fronting the band, you're not gonna have the keyboards in front of you. You're gonna have a guitar. What are you gonna do?
I have half the set is on guitar, half the set is on keyboards. So a little bit of both.
Really?
Yep.
Really? So you learn the ropes because your father is very big songwriter. You know, he knows a little bit about the business, right?
He does.
Do you get a little nervous doing this? Does your dad critique you like, oh God, like your first gig with your dad watching? Tell us about this one and tell people who your dad is out here.
Yeah. So my dad, Jim Peterik, Chicago native, he founded the Ides of March in 1964, 1965. They had a big hit in Chicago called LA Goodbye in 60, 67, 68. And then they had a national hit called Vehicle, you know, ba-da-ba-ba-da in 1970.
Huge song.
Went to number 2. It was number 2 behind American Woman by the Guess Who, but we like that band too. But anyway.
Wild.
He went on to form Survivor, and they had a number of hits, including Eye of the Tiger. He went on to
Burning Heart, another one.
Burning Heart for Rocky IV. The Search Is Over, which is a great Survivor song. Actually, my first dance at my wedding, so he was happy about that.
Oh, you're married?
Yes, I'm married.
I told you not to say that. The ladies are going to leave. I'll be stuck with Mitch Weissman from Beatlemania. You know, thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much, hon, for the super chat. You know, so you married. You have kids too?
Yeah, 5-year-old girl, a 3-year-old boy.
All right. I have a 6-year-old, and
Yeah.
see, and I could be your dad. See, I'm rock and roll. So you grew up with your dad. You grew up with, and your dad's still working and making music.
Yeah.
I tried to get him on the show. He blew me off, but don't worry, I got you. You put the word for me. Look,
Yeah.
your music is fantastic. Now, really quick, you're playing. I just plugged. You're playing the City Winery in Chicago. That's in Chicago, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And that's what day was it? The 5th, was it?
It's Tuesday, April 5th. It's kind of a weird night for a rock show, but if you're feeling gutsy, come out on a Tuesday, April 5th.
April. And what time you go on?
The show starts at 8. There's going to be an opening band called the Devons, and then I go on at 9.
At 9 o'clock. Okay. And so you now, what are you supporting? Your new record? You have a new music out that you're supporting?
Yeah, the new record is coming out on June 12th, so it's not actually out yet. There's 4 singles from the album out. There's 2 covers out on Spotify. I just released my Prefab Sprout cover today, and then there's a Lana Del Rey cover as well.
Which is great. I got that too. I'm just afraid to get all the copyrights right. I could dig your music and play the whole thing and dissect it, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody go in the links. I'll put his links down. You'll be able to check all his music out. But we're going to chat with Colin a little bit about his upbringing. And so, Colin, I want to ask you now. So when you first gravitated to music, it wasn't pushed on you? Did you just picked it up yourself?
No, it was kind of just around the house all the time. You know, my dad has a grand piano in the house, and he would wake me up at 6 a.m. every school day trying to, writing songs on the piano. And at the time I was like, I'm trying to sleep up here, like stop the piano. But it was that early morning wake up call from the piano that really seeded in me the love of music. So
yeah,
no, it was not pushed on me. In fact, I kind of avoided it for a long time. I fell in love with skateboarding. I thought I was going to be a professional skateboarder when I was like 13, 14. And then I realized you can still get girls and not get hurt so much with writing songs. So
it's all about the chicks with rock and roll in the beginning.
Exactly. Oh, absolutely.
Who did you lip sync to? Your first on the couch, because the couch was my place, a fake stage, and I would do the Shirelles back when I was a kid. Like Soldier Boy. And in my head, I pictured this war, and I'm this hero, and all the ladies are coming to me. What was your vision of you lip syncing something as a kid?
Maybe when I was younger, I was a big Limp Bizkit fan, Eminem. So I was probably at some point jumping on my bed, singing Limp Bizkit.
Wow.
No.
I know that scene very well. Limp Bizkit, huh? And your dad's probably yelling at you, what the hell?
Yeah.
Back in my day, is that not music, right?
No. Yeah, 1999, when that stuff was popular, he did not like it.
No, because he comes from the melody, pop songs with a hook, which you got. And I'm not just saying it for what your site says. It is Beatley. It is Steely Dan. It's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
And I talk about Steely Dan as a producer, an entertainer. Your dad definitely knows. He was the founding member of Janie Americans. His name is Kenny Vance. And Kenny actually worked at the Brill Building, and Steely Dan, he was working with them before they wanted him to be the singer. So we talked about all this crazy stuff, and Kenny's a great guy. But where did you get all this, like the pull from the 70s, like your sound? It's retro with the modern twist.
Yeah. Well, I fell in love with classic rock, and I think the gateway drug for a lot of people is these guys right here.
Oh, that's great. Let's see that. Yes, Rubber Soul.
And this is, pound for pound, I love the Beatles psychedelic era that came right after this, but I think ounce for ounce, this is my favorite album that they ever put out. Right here.
You know what? The Girl is on that. What a great track with Lennon when he goes,
Yeah.
breathe. I mean, it
Yeah.
really is great. And you know what? I think on that record, and correct me if I'm wrong, because the George Martin's production, where you could hear the left and right, the instruments, it's just so cool. I used to turn the left speaker off just to harmonize with the vocal, make believe, it's great. And actually, in the chat here, Mitch Weissman, he was in Beatlemania right over here. He was Paul McCartney on the Broadway show at the Winter Garden Theater.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. I got them all coming my way, Colin. Thank you for being here. See, give you some. No, but that's a great. What songs on that album, that Rubber Soul? Because I'm a big Beatle fan. What are the ones for you on that?
Oh my God. I mean, just Drive My Car. How could you go wrong with that song? That song has one of the best hooks where it goes beep, 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 beep. Yeah. That's like the best hook ever.
So cool.
Norwegian Wood, You Won't See Me, Nowhere Man, which was apparently the first Beatles song that was not about a girl, more introspective. And this is like a hint towards their later albums where they would get more introspective like that. But there's 14 songs in this album and there's not an ounce of fat on it.
There's not one bad song.
Michelle, I'm Looking Through You, In My Life. That song, insane.
It's great. I'm Looking Through You. What a cool guitar part on that.
Yeah.
So on that record, what was the first? Was that the Beatles? One of the first records that got you into songwriting? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I think. What year did the Beatles 1 come out?
The one with Please Please Me, introducing the Beatles.
No.
The one, the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been in the 90s, right?
5 or something like that. But when that came out, it came out in the car, and that was like okay, there's something special about these guys because music has such a tendency to hook you in. Like my favorite thing about songwriting is trying to find hooks, just a good hook, something that you get people that sticks in their head for a long time. Like that's what I'm trying to do, is just write good hooks. And the Beatles were the masters of writing great hooks.
Totally. George Harrison's one of his first songs was somebody in the chat helped me. I just heard it on the Beatle channel today, and I'm like, God, he sounded a little like Lennon. What was it? Oh God, it's going to slip my mind now.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat, Mitch Weissman, what George Harrison's first song that he wrote? Not Don't Bother Me. It was another one, but that could have been it. But Xandra says Rubber Soul is my favorite Beatles record. Let me ask you, your dad is a big Beatle fan himself?
Absolutely.
So around the house, it was Beatles were everywhere, probably.
Yeah, and the Beatles, that was like the impetus for so many bands in the 60s to pick up their guitar and try to copy what they did. Like think of all of the bands that came out of England, but also out of Chicago and out of America that wanted that sound, that Beatles sound.
The 90s, it was almost like they were coming back in bands like Jellyfish. There was an artist called Matthew Sweet, which was great. A lot of people probably don't know who Matthew Sweet is. It was amazing. Then Jason Faulkner left Jellyfish and went on his own, and that was a great one too. And of course, Lenny Kravitz, Let Love Rule, great album, great record, which he had all the analog. He was doing all the. Actually, he might have the Beatles board. Now, when you're doing your recording, what do you got back there in your studio? Do you go for the retro?
Yeah, I have a couple of really great Neve preamps. I use Pro Tools. I don't use tape or anything. I really strive for a streamlined approach so that if I have an idea, I can just set up a mic and hit record. I don't have to worry about futzing with anything.
Yeah.
So I do love that analog sound, and I experiment with all different types of sounds, but I've got a really streamlined setup with some really good mics and some good preamps, but everything else is just simple.
It's simple, but you also got a modern sound to your music too, which you have some stuff that's real R&B, man. It's nothing the skateboarding kid, Limp Bizkit, crazy kid running around. I can't picture you as a skateboarder. Not at all. What was life like that for you as a skateboarder back in the day?
It's great. It was like an escape from reality. I say like, a normal, it really opens up the artistic side of your brain. Like a normal person walking down the street sees a set of stairs and they see a set of stairs, but a skateboarder sees an obstacle to jump down, do what trick can you do down this stairs? Is there a rail? Can you go down the rail? And, skateboarders are always hopping fences and jumping on rooftops. And it extends to art and songwriting. You can't be afraid to take chances. You have to beg for forgiveness and not ask for permission. That's kind of the skate mentality that has carried into who I am today with songwriting and being an artist.
Were you getting into trouble as a kid, as a skateboarder for a short period? Yeah, huh? Driving the parents crazy?
A little bit, jumping on the rooftops of the old high schools and stuff, and maybe the cops intervened a few times, but nothing too bad. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So the parents had to come down to school and deal with the teachers, right?
I did get picked up from a police station once when I was like 15 for
really
skating on some, just like stupid.
It's a similar story to Danny Harrison. I think he got in a little trouble. There's a story about George Harrison's son. Oh, Xandra goes, if it's not Don't Bother Me, then I don't know. Which it was, Listen, Do You Want to Know a Secret I was thinking about. That's another Harrison song, which you're not sure if it is Harrison singing, but it is him. Great vocals, George Harrison. Tell them about now the new record that's coming out that they could be expecting, the people in the audience.
So it's called Everything and Nothing. And the title is just about the idea of kind of like this duality in life that we want to spend our time alive worrying about our legacy. And when at the end of the day, it's like we're all going to end up in the same place. And if you can't just enjoy life while you're here, then it's a futile effort, So it's kind of just like, there's a lot of concepts on the album about mental health and just struggling with day-to-day life and wrapping your head around like being alive and what it means to die and who's going to remember you after you die. And does it even matter what we're just at, Earth is just a speck in the universe anyway. And what is the universe? It's like, so it kind of plays with the ideas of perception and, but it's not all dark and dreary. There's a lot of songs. There's a lot of hopefulness as well and enlightenment. So it's very it's a deep album, and a lot of the songs in the album come from the past like 10 years. Some of these songs were just like kernels of ideas that I dug up from old notebooks.
Oh wow!
Over COVID, we had those lockdowns, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna put my best material together. I'm gonna record an album that I can be proud of. It's gonna be my debut solo album because I've released albums with other bands and other names before, but this one I'm stamping my name on. I'm very proud of it. And I had it mixed by Craig Bauer, who is a Grammy-winning mixer, amazing guy, golden set of ears, and he added so much to the album, and it's really something to listen to. I'm excited.
So this is your first solo record, this one that's coming out. So you were in bands before?
Yes.
So you had to deal with everybody's nonsense.
Exactly.
People late. It's like not serious. Thinking they're serious. Yeah. Time wasters. Negative people. You cleaned house. You said, I'm done with this.
Yeah. There's something great about being in a band where it's a democracy, but at the end, sometimes, you have enough of that and you're like, I want to just write everything and be the front man. I don't want to have to apologize or feel bad about, taking the spotlight because this is my group. And, I live and die by my own decisions in this band, so if it's great, it's great. If it's bad, it's my fault. It's kind of like I'm the I take sole responsibility, and it's something new to get used to, but it's very rewarding as well.
When you had to move on away from the band, did you feel a little naked at first? Oh, I feel a little uncomfortable. Is this the right thing? Did you get a doubt in your head at first?
Yeah, I think mostly it was just like, dealing with self-doubt. Like I've got to live up to this persona that I've built, like the girls in that music video you were mentioning. It's like, that's not what my life is like.
Yeah.
Music video. So it's kind of just bridging the gap between how I feel about myself and how I want to be perceived. It's definitely strange. It's almost like being an actor. Like how does an actor act in real life? Well, nobody really.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I come off like this tattooed crazy man, and I'm like running around at my 6-year-old. Don't touch this. Wipe your nose. Don't touch this. Yeah. I'm a neurotic Jewish guy. You touch something on the floor. No, So no, I'm totally different than what I am. I'm like Larry David. Your music is great. I want to, let's play some of this video. It's really great stuff you got here. Let's see Let's
Sure.
see if it's which one I think it's this one. Good stuff, man. I'll probably get copyright, but it's worth it. It's really good
I'll try
stuff.
for you. And say before my band gives me crap, I love everyone in my band. They're all good friends and they have such great input, and they're so supportive, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without their help and support. So shout outs
That's
to
cool.
Kevin, Alex, and Matt.
Kevin, you got to come back and bring the guys on here too. We got to do that over here. I'm listening. Look right here, I'm listening with earbuds, and it sounds great. You know what, I will make sure the links are there, and you got to check out his other videos he's got. The kid is really great. The kid, he's in his 30s, but to me, he's a kid. But it's great. Jellyfish. Where did you come? How did you
Oh my
get
God.
into Jellyfish? I gotta ask you.
Well, Jellyfish, that's a recent thing, but they changed my life. And anybody that's listening in your chat right now, go check out. They have 2 albums. You know, you can binge both of them in a couple of days, and they're both amazing. But we have a great station in Chicago called XRT, WXRT, and they would play the song "That Is Why." You know, that is why.
Great.
So I heard that song a few times, and it took me the 3rd listen. I was like, you know what? This song is there's something special about the song. So I looked up the band on Spotify, you know, checked out their masterpiece, magnum opus is called like Spilt Milk. And what an amazing album. I had it.
Queen, Beatles.
Yeah, I had it on repeat for like a month straight, and my wife is like, how many times are you gonna listen to this album? But that album is so packed full of sugary sweet hooks. It's like a tackle box, my dad would say, you know.
It's so good. I mean, now Eric Dover, who I had a cover band with Eric Dover, and it was called the Starfuckers. It was me, him, Slim Jim from the Stray Cats. It was Ryan that plays with Alice Cooper now. But we did a bunch of shows, played with Eddie Van Halen. He hired us. But
Nice.
anyway, Dover is just one of those cats. He has a band now, Licorice Quartet with Roger, which is really great as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They are a great band, and you got to check them out. And that era I was telling you about, and telling the audience as well, there was great music from that time. Something similar to your music too. Like I said, Matthew Sweet, he had that album Girlfriend, which was a great record too. Just all hooks. I like the Partridge Family. I love all that stuff, all those hooky pop stuff. So he was a stand-up drummer too from Jellyfish, which was great when you'd watch him.
Yeah. I think he stood up and played drums for 2 reasons. 1, he was the frontman lead singer, so he wanted to stand out a little bit. But 2, I think more importantly, he wanted his microphone to be away from the drums, because if you sit at the drum set, your mic is closer and you're gonna get more bleed. But you can actually get the vocals louder and clearer if you're standing above the drums. So I think it made a lot of sense that he did.
It made a lot of sense. It did. What other records you got over there, Colin, with you?
All right.
Yeah.
This one,
This is how we get to know you, the audience, so by his music right here.
this is probably the album that changed my life for the first time after the Beatles.
Oh wow.
King Crimson, In the Court of the Crimson King, 1969, progressive rock masterpiece.
Great one.
Yes.
Great one.
I remember I first got this at the CD store, and I was like, there's only 5 songs on this. This isn't an album. This must be some sort of weird compilation. Well, little did I know, each song is like 10 minutes long. So there you go.
Is that the original copy you have there too?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. Can you pull the vinyl you have out there, the label?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, the Atlantic Records. Look at that. You keep your records in good condition.
Well, just not all of them, but
Okay. It's a great album.
it is a great album. So, you know, King Crimson was the first band where I was like, okay, Beatles are great, but hey, you don't have to write 3-minute long pop songs.
Mhm.
You know, here's a 10-minute long song that just blew my mind. So that was mind blowing, and that led me down the rabbit hole of, you know, Genesis, Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Gentle Giant, all these great prog bands from, you know, why are all the best bands from the UK? I don't know, but it's true.
It's so funny because the UK loved the American music as well. You know, they'll go back that generation, go to Chuck Berry. Oh, there we go. Here's another one.
Yep.
Yes.
Great album.
Great one.
Here's one. This is kind of an obscure band from California in the 1960s. Love.
Arthur Lee. Great. Great.
And this one is the one that my dad and I really bonded over when I was in high school. He would play the first track, Alone Again, or at outrageous volume in the car on the way to piano lessons. And I just remember the textures of this thing is just so good. And this is a really great example of early psychedelic album, 1967. You know, this stands up next to this one in terms of just like a psychedelic masterpiece, in my opinion.
Yeah.
These are
the album cover.
two of my favorite psychedelic albums right here. 1967 was a great year for music.
It really was a great. It really was a great year for music. Matter of fact, when I first moved to LA, I remember Arthur Lee's Love. They were playing on Sunset Strip, a place called the Coconut Teaser, and I was like, wow, you know, cause you think in the Doors, that whole generation, and how you just want to go back in time, like put me back. I want to see what it was like, you know. That whole thing. What else you got over there? Do you have any other records there?
This one is maybe even maybe even obscure for even you, but have you heard of Gong?
No.
So this is a band from the Netherlands in the 1970s. It's very psychedelic. And I would recommend checking this out. They did from a trilogy they did called the Angel's Egg trilogy. And there's lots of like, you know, there's Pothead Pixies, and there's, you know, Octave Doctors. And it's like this kind of mystique, like very tongue-in-cheek psychedelic album from the Netherlands in the early 70s. And there's a lot of really great performances. Steve Hillage is the guitarist on this. And very unique album. I would highly recommend. It's on Spotify. I had to buy this copy from Amsterdam.
Oh, you did?
$50 with $50 shipping, but you can listen for free on Spotify. Check this one out. This one's really, really cool.
That was $50? That out?
Because it got repressed, you know? There were no hits on this album.
Can you show the audience the vinyl? Because we have a vinyl channel here. They'll love to see this. You have some great records, man.
Yeah.
Let me make that bigger. Look at the label on that. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Virgin. It's an early label.
Very cool.
Yep. And then finally, I've got just Birds of Fire, Mahavishnu Orchestra, great fusion album. So a lot of my collection is fusion and progressive rock and classic rock. But
dude, you got a good record collection, man. You know what? I think I'm going to have you come on and play in our vinyl game show, which we do the first of every month. You bring 3 of your records, you go against somebody else.
Let's do it.
Might have to put you against maybe Rachel Bolan of Skid Row. You know, Rachel Bolan beat the producer Ed Stasium with the Partridge Family. So you never know what these people are pulling out. You never know. You know, so that's it. So now you got your show coming up. Are you doing a tour? Are you doing anything like that?
The tour is in the works. Right now we're doing the City Winery thing. And you know, I don't know if you know, but I have a Steely Dan tribute band called
I didn't know that. You do?
I do, yes. So we're called Brooklyn Charmers. You can go to brooklyncharmers.com. We're on Facebook and YouTube. And we have several shows this year. So I'm juggling both bands at the moment. I would love for the solo thing to take off, and we're doing everything we can. City Winery, April 5th, and check out colinpeterik.com for more news and tour updates.
Dude, awesome, man. Colin, you fabulous, man. Steely Dan, huh? You know what? I'll tell you a story. Skunk Baxter, I got to play with him with my cover thing.
Nice.
He brought his stool out. He comes and jams.
Yeah.
Guy can play anything.
Yeah.
How about his guitar playing? How great is that?
Amazing. He's like an aerospace engineer or something now too, right?
Yeah, right. Picture
military intelligence or something like that.
It's insane. It's insane. Yeah. But his guitar playing is so good, and he's the type of cat that doesn't even rehearse. He just, Jet, Wing, and Jet's a little, if you don't, you know it, but there's those notes. The guy plays everything. He's just incredible, So that's the story over here. Everybody, I want links will be in the description down below for Colin. But you know what? We're going to bring Colin back. You're going to have to play the vinyl game show with us. We go a little longer. We're a little obnoxious. It's like being on tour with your college friends, and we bust chops together. But you'll have a lot of fun, man.
I love it. I'll be there.
You got it. And you know what? You got to bring the band. You got to bring you guys back here because your stuff is really good. I want you guys to check out his stuff. You got to check out. There's a lot of videos. He does a lot of good stuff. I was like geeking out on you. I was like stalking you. But I was like, at first I was thinking, oh God, what's this guy going to sound like? I'm like, wow, he's really good. And then next song, you're really good. I go, he's so young. Where's he getting all this from? I mean, you really got a lot of talent, man.
Yeah, there's definitely something for everyone. If you're a fan of music, you'll find something on this album to like. And Yeah, check out YouTube. The jellyfish cover is not on Spotify, but that's on YouTube. Everything else should be on Spotify. But yeah, check out Spotify, YouTube, my website. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Yeah, I really appreciate it if you spread the word, and thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for coming on. I tried to upload the YouTube video of you doing jellyfish. And
Yeah.
it was blocked. It was
bet.
blocked. It couldn't do it. You know what? But stay here, Colin. Don't go nowhere. Everybody in the audience, tomorrow night we're doing the Vinyl Game Show. So please, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's Glam Night coming on, everybody. So check it out. I can't tell you what it's about, but the Gothic Killer Clown is playing. It's going to be insane. It's glam, and he's going to try to take down Bacharach. Will he? And check out our other playlist, everybody. We had Mark Farner on. Check him out. We had a great conversation. And you could also check out Dennis Dunaway, all that good stuff. And then coming up with Glenn Matlock will be coming up on the channel. But until then, everybody, we're going to see you later. Colin's going to see you later. You're going to go buy his records, No Alligator Arms. Get down there, support this kid. Keep the music alive. And it was a pleasure having you here. Until then, everybody, we are out of here, kids. Bam. They're still here, Colin. They're still here. Wait, don't go nowhere. They're still here. They're still watching us. You know what, everybody? Colin's got things to do. I got things to click on the box over here. Until then, everybody, who loves you, baby? We do. Mwah. Bam. We're out of here.